Gemini, stop splitting your energy, try this instead. There is one pattern that keeps you stuck more than anything else. And if you are a Gemini, you already feel it, but you might not have the words for it yet. You scatter your energy across too many things at once. You start strong, you feel excited, you dive in with everything you have. And then something else catches your attention. A new idea, a new project, a new conversation. And before you know it, the thing you started 3 days ago is sitting there unfinished while you chase the next spark. This video is going to change that. Not by telling you to stop being who you are. Not by forcing you into some rigid system that kills your creativity. But by giving you 10 specific practical shifts that let you channel all of that brilliant Gemini energy into results you can actually see and feel. If you have ever been told you have so much potential but you never seem to finish what you start. If you have ever felt exhausted at the end of the day even though you were busy the entire time. If you have ever wondered why other people seem to build things that last while you keep spinning in circles, then everything you are about to hear was made for you. Stay with me through every single tip, because the last 3 will change the way you see yourself for good. And there is something near the end that most Geminis have never been told before. Let us begin. Tip 1. Stop treating every idea like an emergency. Here is something nobody tells you when you are a Gemini. Your mind does not work like most people's minds. Where someone else might get one idea and sit with it for a week, you get 15 ideas before breakfast. And every single one of them feels urgent. Every single one of them feels like it needs your attention right now. That is your gift. But it is also the thing that drains you the most. Because when everything feels urgent, nothing gets the focus it actually deserves. Think about what happens when you wake up in the morning. Before your feet even hit the floor, your brain is already running. You are thinking about that conversation you need to have. You are thinking about that project you want to start. You are thinking about something you read last night that sparked a whole new direction. And all of those thoughts are competing for space. They are all raising their hands at the same time saying, pick me, pick me, pick me. And what do? You try to pick all of them. You open 6 tabs on your computer. You start 3 different tasks. You send a message about one thing while mentally planning another. And by the time the afternoon rolls around, you are exhausted. But you cannot point to one single thing that actually moved forward in a meaningful way. This is not a discipline problem. Let me say that again because you need to hear it clearly. This is not a discipline problem. You are not lazy. You are not broken. You are not lacking willpower. What is happening is that your nervous system treats every idea like it has the same weight. Your brain lights up with equal intensity whether the idea is life-changing or completely irrelevant. And because everything feels equally important, you cannot tell the difference between what matters and what is just noise. The shift starts when you stop responding to every idea the moment it arrives. Instead of jumping on the newest thought, you write it down. You capture it. You put it somewhere safe. And then you go back to whatever you were doing before that idea interrupted you. This sounds simple, but for a Gemini, it is revolutionary. Because it means you are no longer being controlled by the speed of your own thoughts. You are acknowledging them without obeying them. Think of it like this. Imagine you are sitting by a river. The ideas are the water. They are going to keep flowing no matter what you do. You cannot stop the river. But you also do not have to jump in every time you see something interesting float by. You can sit on the bank. You can watch. You can choose which things are worth waiting in for and which things you can let pass. Most Geminis have never practiced this. They have spent their entire lives jumping into the river every single time. And they are tired. They are so tired. Not because the river is bad, but because they never learned that they had a choice. So here is your first shift. When a new idea hits you today, do not act on it. Write it down. Put it in a notebook. Put it in your phone. Put it anywhere. But do not chase it. Let it sit for at least 24 hours. If it still feels important tomorrow, then give it your attention. If it does not, you just saved yourself hours of scattered energy. You will be amazed at how many ideas lose their urgency when you give them a single day to breathe. And you will start to notice something else. The ideas that survive that waiting period are the ones that actually matter. They are the ones connected to something deeper in you. And those are the ideas worth building on. Tip 2. Choose one thing to be known for this season. This is where most Geminis resist. Because choosing one thing feels like closing a door. And you hate closing doors. You want every option available to you at all times. You want to be the person who can do anything, go anywhere, become anyone. And that flexibility is beautiful, until it turns into a trap. Because when you refuse to choose, you are not keeping doors open. You are standing in a hallway, staring at all of them and walking through none. Think about the people you admire, the ones who have built something real, the ones who have created something that lasts. They did not get there by doing everything at once. They got there by picking one thing and going deep. Not forever, just for a season. And that is the key that unlocks this for you. You do not have to choose one thing for the rest of your life. You just have to choose one thing for right now. Give yourself a season, 3 months, 90 days. And during those 90 days, that one thing gets your best energy. It gets your morning focus. It gets your creative power. It gets the attention that you usually split between 7 different projects. Everything else can wait. Everything else can go in the notebook from the first tip. But this one thing, this is the thing you show up for every single day no matter what. Now, you might be thinking, but what if I choose the wrong thing? And here is the truth that will set you free. There is no wrong thing. Because the magic is not in what you choose. The magic is in the act of choosing itself. When you commit to one direction, even temporarily, something shifts inside you. Your energy stops scattering. Your mind stops racing. Your body relaxes because it finally knows where it is going. You have probably felt this before, even if you did not recognize it at the time. Think about a moment in your life when you were completely locked in on something. A project, a conversation, a creative endeavor that had all of your attention. Remember how that felt. That was not a random moment of luck. That was what happens when a Gemini stops splitting and starts focusing. And the beautiful part is that when you go deep into one thing, you do not lose your versatility. You actually strengthen it. Because depth in one area gives you insights and connections that you can carry into everything else later. You become better at all of the things by mastering one of them first. So here is your challenge. Before this week is over, choose one thing. Could be a skill you want to develop. Could be a project you want to finish. Could be a habit you want to build. Whatever it is, write it down. Put it somewhere you can see it every day. And make a promise to yourself that for the next 90 days, this is your anchor. When new ideas come, and they will come because you are a Gemini and your mind never stops, you will write them down and come back to your anchor. You will not abandon it. You will not get distracted. You will prove to yourself that you can go deep. And when those 90 days are over, you will have something real to show for it. Something you built. Something you finished. Something that proves you are not just a person with 1,000 ideas. You are a person who can turn ideas into reality. If what you're hearing feels accurate, imagine what could happen if you applied this energy intentionally for 21 consecutive days. That's exactly what the 21-day program in the pinned comment is built for. Daily guidance, focused direction, and real momentum. If you're tired of staying in the same cycle, this is your structure. Tip 3. Stop explaining yourself to people who do not want to understand. This one is going to hit close to home, because Geminis are communicators. You are wired to express, to explain, to connect through words. And when someone misunderstands you, your first instinct is to try harder, to explain more, to rephrase, to give another example, to find the perfect combination of words that will finally make them see what you mean. But here is what you need to accept. Some people are never going to understand you, not because your explanation is lacking, not because your words are not clear enough, but because they do not want to understand. They have already decided who you are. They have already made up their mind about what you meant. And no amount of eloquence on your part is going to change that. Every minute you spend trying to explain yourself to someone who has already closed their mind is a minute stolen from someone who would have understood you from the beginning. Think about how much energy you have wasted on this over the years. Think about the conversations that went on for hours because you kept trying to make someone see your perspective. Think about the arguments that escalated not because the issue was that important, but because you could not stand being misunderstood. That need to be understood is one of the deepest drives in a Gemini's heart. And it is a beautiful quality. It is what makes you such an incredible communicator, storyteller, teacher, and friend. But when it is directed at the wrong audience, it becomes an anchor that pulls you under. You exhaust yourself chasing clarity with people who are committed to confusion. The shift here is learning to recognize the difference between someone who is genuinely trying to understand you and someone who has already decided not to. And the way you recognize it is simple. A person who wants to understand you asks questions. They lean in. They say things like, "Help me see what you mean," or "I want to get this right." A person who does not want to understand you talks over you. They twist your words. They tell you what you really meant. They make you feel like you are speaking a different language no matter how clearly you express yourself. When you encounter the second type, you have permission to stop. You do not owe anyone an endless explanation. You do not have to keep performing your inner world for people who refuse to watch. A simple "I see we look at this differently" is enough. And then you walk away. Not with anger, not with resentment, but with the quiet confidence of someone who knows their energy is worth protecting. This is not about becoming cold or closed off. This is about being strategic with your warmth. Your ability to communicate is one of your greatest gifts. But like any gift, it becomes meaningless when you hand it to people who throw it on the ground. Save your words for the people who treasure them. Save your explanations for the people who actually lean in to listen. You will be stunned at how much energy returns to you when you stop pouring it into conversations that were never going to go anywhere. And here is the unexpected bonus. When you stop over-explaining, the right people actually understand you more. Because you start communicating with confidence instead of desperation. You speak once clearly and let your words land. And the people who are meant to hear you, they hear you perfectly the first time. Tip 4. Build a closing ritual for every day. Geminis are starters. You are incredible at beginning things. The spark of a new idea, the first draft, the opening conversation. That is where you shine. But your Achilles heel is the ending. You struggle to close things out. You struggle to wrap things up. And at the end of each day, you carry everything with you into the night. Every unfinished task, every open conversation, every loose thread. Your brain does not have a shutdown button. And so you lie in bed at night with your mind still running full speed, replaying the day, planning tomorrow, worrying about things you forgot. This is why a closing ritual is not optional for you. It is essential. It is the thing that tells your nervous system that the day is done, that you have done enough, that you can rest now. Without it, you never fully recharge. And a Gemini who does not recharge is a Gemini who burns out. Not in a dramatic, obvious way, but in a slow, creeping way where your spark starts to dim and you cannot figure out why. Here is what a closing ritual looks like. It does not have to be complicated. In fact, the simpler it is, the more likely you are to actually do it. At the end of your working day, not at bedtime, but at the end of your productive hours, you sit down for 10 minutes. You write down 3 things. First, you write down what you accomplished today. Not what you plan to do. Not what you wished you had done. What you actually did. This matters because Geminis are notorious for dismissing their own progress. You focus so much on what is next that you never acknowledge what you just finished. Writing it down forces you to see it. Second, you write down what needs to happen tomorrow. Not a massive list, just the 1 or 2 things that are most important. This takes those tasks out of your head and puts them on paper, which means your brain no longer has to hold on to them while you sleep. Third, you write down 1 thing you are letting go of. Something that bothered you today. A conversation that did not go well. A mistake you made. A worry that kept circling. You write it down and you consciously decide to release it. It is done. It happened. And now you are putting it away. This 3-step process takes less than 10 minutes. But the impact it has on your sleep, your energy, and your mental clarity is enormous. Because it gives your brain something it desperately needs. A clear ending. Without that ending, your mind stays in work mode all night. Keeps processing. Keeps spinning. And when you wake up the next morning, you are already tired before the day begins. You have been doing this for years without realizing it. You have been carrying every single day into the next one, stacking them on top of each other until the weight becomes unbearable. The closing ritual breaks that pattern. It draws a line between today and tomorrow, tells your brain that today is complete, and it gives you something you might not have felt in a long time. The peace that comes from knowing you have done enough. Tip 5. Stop multitasking and start time boxing. You pride yourself on being able to juggle multiple things at once. And compared to most people, you actually can. Your mind moves fast enough to switch between tasks in a way that feels seamless. But here is what the research says, and here is what your body already knows even if your mind has not caught up yet. Multitasking does not work. Not even for you. What feels like doing 3 things at once is actually your brain switching rapidly between 3 things. And every single switch costs you energy. Every single switch costs you focus. Every single switch costs you time. Studies have shown that it takes an average of 23 minutes to fully refocus after switching tasks. 23 minutes. Now think about how many times you switch tasks in a single hour. If you are like most Geminis, it is 5, 10, maybe 15 times. That means you are never fully focused on anything. You are always in transition, always warming up, never fully locked in. And the thing is, you can feel it. You can feel the difference between scattered attention and real focus. You know what it is like when you are truly locked in. Time disappears. Your work flows. Ideas come faster and better. You produce things that surprise even you. That state is available to you every single day. But you will never reach it through multitasking. The way you reach it is through time boxing. Here is how it works. You take your day and you divide it into blocks. Each block is dedicated to one thing. During that block, that one thing is all that exists. Your phone is silent. Your other tabs are closed. Your mind has permission to go deep because it knows that the other things have their own blocks later. A typical day might look like this. The first 90 minutes of your morning are for your anchor project, the one thing you chose in the second tip. The next 60 minutes are for communication, responding to messages, making calls, catching up with people. Then another 90-minute block for creative work or learning. Then a shorter block for administrative tasks, the mundane things that need to happen, but do not require your creative brain. The blocks do not have to be long. In fact, shorter blocks often work better for Geminis because they give your mind the variety it craves while still maintaining focus within each block. The key is that during each block, you do nothing else. Nothing. You resist the urge to check your phone. You resist the urge to start a conversation about a different topic. You resist the urge to chase the new idea that just popped into your head. You stay. You focus. You go deep. And then, when the block is over, you take a real break. Not a scroll through your phone break. A real break. You stand up. You move your body. You look out a window. You breathe. Then you move to the next block with fresh energy and full attention. This approach does something remarkable for Geminis. It honors your need for variety, while giving you the depth that variety usually prevents. You still get to do multiple things in a day. You still get to use different parts of your brain. But instead of doing them all at once and doing them all poorly, you do them one at a time and do them all brilliantly. Give this a try for just 1 week. 1 week of structured time boxing. And watch what happens to your productivity, your energy, and your sense of accomplishment. You will get more done in that 1 week than you normally get done in a month. And you will feel better doing it. Tip 6. Protect your mornings like they are sacred. Your morning sets the tone for your entire day. And most Geminis lose their mornings before they even realize it. You wake up. You check your phone. You see a message, an email, a notification. And suddenly your morning belongs to someone else. You are responding, reacting, solving problems that were not even on your radar 5 minutes ago. Your creative energy, the best energy you will have all day, is now being poured into someone else's priorities. This has to stop. Your morning hours, the first 2 or 3 hours after you wake up, are when your mind is sharpest. Your focus is strongest. Your creative ability is at its peak. And you are giving it away for free every single day. Here is what protecting your morning looks like. You do not check your phone for the first 90 minutes after waking up. You do not check email. You do not check messages. You do not scroll through anything. Instead, you use those 90 minutes for the things that matter most to you. Your anchor project. Your creative work. Your personal growth. Whatever is most important in your life right now, that is what gets your morning energy. This is going to feel uncomfortable at first. Your brain is going to tell you that you need to check. That someone might need you. That something important might be waiting. But here is the truth. In the history of your entire life, how many times has a morning message been truly urgent? How many times has something terrible happened because you waited 90 minutes to respond? Almost never. The urgency is manufactured by your own anxiety, not by actual circumstances. When you start protecting your mornings, you will notice something shift within the first week. You will feel more in control. You will feel like the day is yours instead of feeling like the day is happening to you. And the work you produce during those morning hours will be noticeably better than anything you create later in the day. There is a reason why many of the most creative and productive people throughout history have guarded their mornings fiercely. They understood something that took you years to figure out. The morning is not just another part of the day. It is the foundation that everything else is built on. When the foundation is solid, the rest holds together. When the foundation is cracked because you gave it away to notifications and distractions, everything that follows feels shaky and rushed. And here is something else you might not have considered. The way you start your morning sends a message to your subconscious mind about who you are. When you start by checking notifications, the message is I am someone who reacts. I am someone whose time belongs to others. I am someone who waits for the world to tell me what to do. But when you start by working on your own priorities, the message is completely different. It says I am someone who creates. I am someone who leads their own life. I am someone who decides what matters. Over time, these messages compound. They shape your identity. They shape how you see yourself and what you believe you are capable of. A person who starts every morning on their own terms carries themselves differently than a person who starts every morning in reaction mode. You can feel the difference when you walk into a room. One person is grounded. The other is scattered. One person knows where they are going. The other is hoping someone will tell them. You deserve a strong start to your day. You deserve to feel like you are building something with your time instead of just reacting to whatever the world throws at you. Protecting your morning is how you get that feeling back. And once you experience it, you will never go back to the old way. Because the old way was never really living. It was just surviving. And you were built for so much more than survival. Tip 7. Have fewer conversations but make them count. As a Gemini, you love talking. You love connecting. You love the electricity of a great conversation where ideas bounce back and forth, and both people walk away feeling energized. That is one of your superpowers. But like every superpower, it has a shadow side. And for you, the shadow is this. You have too many shallow conversations and not enough deep ones. Think about your average day. How many people do you talk to? How many messages do you send? How many quick check-ins, casual exchanges, and surface-level conversations do you have? Now think about how many of those conversations actually left you feeling fulfilled. How many of them went below the surface? How many of them touched something real? If you are honest with yourself, the ratio is way off. You are spending most of your social energy on conversations that do not feed you. And by the time you get to the people and topics that actually matter, you are already drained. This is the Gemini social paradox. You need connection to thrive, but the way you seek connection often leaves you emptier than before. Because volume is not the same as depth. Having 30 conversations in a day does not mean you connected with anyone. It might just mean you performed 30 times. Real connection requires presence. It requires slowing down enough to actually hear what someone is saying, not just waiting for your turn to talk. It requires vulnerability, the willingness to share something real instead of something clever. It requires time, more than a quick message or a 5-minute catch-up can provide. The shift is not about becoming antisocial or cutting people off. It is about being intentional. Before you enter a conversation, ask yourself a simple question. Am I showing up to connect? Or am I showing up to fill space? If the answer is to fill space, you have permission to skip that conversation. Send a brief message instead. Or simply be quiet and sit with yourself for a moment. Save your real energy for the conversations that matter. The ones where you can be fully present. The ones where you can go deep. The ones where both people walk away feeling like something real just happened. There is another layer to this that most people miss. When you have too many conversations, you start recycling the same surface-level version of yourself over and over. You tell the same stories. You give the same updates. You laugh at the same things. And after a while, you stop feeling like a real person and start feeling like a character in your own life. Someone who shows up, delivers the lines, and exits the stage. That is not connection. That is performance. And performance is exhausting in a way that genuine connection never is. When you limit the number of conversations you have, something beautiful happens to the quality of the ones that remain. You start surprising yourself. You say things you have never said before because you finally have the space to think instead of just react. You listen differently because you are not saving energy for the next 10 conversations on your list. You show up with your full self instead of the fraction you usually ration out across too many people. When you make this shift, two things happen. First, you have more energy for everything else in your life because you are not spending it all on social performance. Second, your relationships actually get stronger because the people closest to you start getting the best version of you instead of whatever is left over after you have talked to everyone else. Quality over quantity. It is a lesson that goes against every Gemini instinct. But once you learn it, your relationships and your energy will transform in ways you never expected. Tip 8. Stop saying yes when your body says no. There is a physical signal that your body sends you every single time you are about to overcommit, and you have been ignoring it for years. It might be a tightness in your chest. It might be a sinking feeling in your stomach. It might be a heaviness in your shoulders. Whatever form it takes, it is your body telling you that this is too much, that you do not actually have the energy for this, that saying yes right now is going to cost you later. But your mind overrides that signal every time, because your mind is a Gemini mind. Sees the opportunity, sees the connection, sees how interesting this could be, and it says yes before your body even has a chance to vote. This pattern has cost you more than you realize. Every time you say yes when your body says no, you are taking a withdrawal from an account that is not infinite. You are spending energy you do not have on commitments you did not truly want, and the debt accumulates. It shows up as exhaustion. It shows up as resentment. It shows up as that terrible feeling of being overwhelmed by a life that was supposed to be exciting, but somehow became suffocating. Learning to listen to your body is not weakness. It is intelligence. It is the highest form of self-awareness, because your body knows things your mind refuses to accept. Your body knows your limits. Your body knows your capacity. Your body knows the difference between a genuine yes and a people-pleasing yes. Starting today, I want you to create a pause between the request and the response. When someone asks you to do something, to go somewhere, to commit to something, do not answer immediately. Say, "Let me check and get back to you." That phrase buys you time. And in that time, you check in with your body instead of your mind. You close your eyes for a moment. You imagine yourself doing the thing they asked. And you notice what your body does in response. Does it expand, open up, feel light? That is a genuine yes. Does it contract, tighten, feel heavy? That is a no wearing a polite mask. Honor the signal. Say no with kindness and without over-explaining. You do not need a reason. You do not need an excuse. "I am not able to take that on right now" is a complete sentence. You will lose some invitations. You will disappoint some people. But the people who truly care about you will respect your boundaries. And the energy you save by honoring your body's wisdom will be available for the things that actually deserve your attention. This is not about doing less. This is about doing the right things. And the right things are the ones that your whole being, body and mind together says yes to. Not just your eager, overcommitting, cannot resist a new opportunity Gemini mind. Your whole self. When those two are aligned, you are unstoppable. When they are not, you are just busy. And there is a very big difference between being busy and being effective. You have been busy long enough. It is time to be effective. Some people watch, others transform. If you want to be in the second group, the 21-day guide in the pinned comment gives you a clear step-by-step process aligned with your sign. This isn't about waiting. It's about moving. Tip 9. Let people see the whole you, not just the fun version. There is a version of you that the world sees most of the time. The quick-witted one, the adaptable one, the one who always has something interesting to say and always seems to land on their feet. That version of you is real. It is genuine, but it is not complete. And the reason most people never see the rest of you is because you have become an expert at hiding it. Somewhere along the way, you learned that people like the light version of you. They like the funny one, the clever one, the one who makes everything feel easy and entertaining. And you got so good at being that version that you forgot you were performing. You forgot that there is a whole other side of you that rarely gets airtime. The side that worries, the side that doubts, the side that sometimes feels deeply lonely even in a crowded room, the side that overthinks everything at 3 in the morning, the side that is tired of being the one who always keeps things light when sometimes you want permission to be heavy. This is the Gemini mask, and you wear it so well that most people do not even know it exists. They think you are always fine. They think nothing gets to you. They think you bounce back from everything without a scratch. And so they do not check on you. They do not ask how you are really doing. They do not offer the support you desperately need because you have convinced them you do not need it. Taking off this mask is one of the most courageous things you can do, and it starts in small moments. The next time someone asks how you are and the real answer is not great, try telling the truth. Not in a dramatic way. Not in a way that dumps your entire emotional world onto someone who is not ready for it, but in a simple, honest way. Something like, I am having a harder week than usual, or I have been feeling a bit overwhelmed lately. Watch what happens when you do this. The people who truly care about you will step closer. They will ask more. They will offer something real. And the people who only wanted the performance will step back. And that stepping back, as painful as it might be in the moment, is actually a gift. Because it shows you who was there for the real you and who was just there for the show. You do not need an audience. You need witnesses. People who see all of you and stay. People who can hold space for your depth as well as your lightness. People who do not need you to be entertaining every single moment. When you start letting the whole you be visible, your relationships will change. Some will fall away, but the ones that remain will be stronger and more nourishing than anything you have ever experienced. Because for the first time, people will be loving the actual you. Not the character, not the performance. You. And that kind of love is the only kind that actually heals anything. It is the only kind that fills the emptiness you have been carrying. It is the only kind that makes you feel like you belong. Not because you earned your place with humor and charm, but because your presence alone is enough. Tip 10. Trust the process even when you cannot see the progress. This is the tip that ties everything together. And it is the one that Geminis struggle with the most. Because you want results and you want them now. You want to see evidence that things are working. You want proof that the changes you are making are leading somewhere. And when that proof does not come immediately, your instinct is to change direction, to try something else, to assume that this approach is not working and pivot to the next one. This impatience has sabotaged more of your success than any lack of talent ever could. Because the truth is, growth does not happen on your timeline. It happens on its own. And most of the time, the biggest shifts are happening beneath the surface long before they become visible. Think about a seed that has been planted in the ground. For days, maybe weeks, nothing appears to be happening on the surface. The soil looks the same. There is no sign of life. If you were a Gemini seed, you would have dug yourself up after 3 days to see if anything was happening down there. And in doing so, you would have destroyed the very roots that were forming in the darkness. That is what you do when you abandon something before it has a chance to grow. You pull it up too soon. You check on it too often. You rob it of the quiet, unseen time it needs to develop a foundation strong enough to support what is coming. The tips you have heard today are seeds. Every single one of them. The idea of capturing ideas instead of chasing them. The commitment to one anchor project. The boundaries around your energy and your mornings. The closing ritual. The time boxing. The deeper conversations. The body awareness. The vulnerability. All of these are seeds. And if you plant them and then dig them up in a week because you do not see results yet, you will stay exactly where you are. But if you plant them and you water them and you trust the process even when nothing seems to be changing, you will be stunned by what grows. Not in a year, not in 5 years, in weeks. Because the changes you are making are not small adjustments. They are fundamental shifts in how you use your energy. And when a Gemini learns to focus their energy, the results come faster than they do for almost anyone else. Your mind is one of the sharpest tools in the entire zodiac. Your adaptability is unmatched. Your creativity is boundless. The only thing that has ever been missing is sustained direction. And now you have it. You have 10 specific ways to stop scattering and start building. 10 ways to honor who you are while becoming who you are meant to be. The old pattern was spray and pray. Throw your energy everywhere and hope something sticks. The new pattern is aim and sustain. Choose your target. Commit to it. Trust the process. And let time do what time always does when it is working with focused intention. It builds something extraordinary. You are not too scattered to succeed. You are not too restless to follow through. You are not too changeable to commit. You are a Gemini, and that means you have the mental horsepower to master anything you choose. You just needed someone to show you how to point it in one direction. Now you know. So the only question left is, what are you going to build? Everything you have heard today comes down to one idea that is so simple it is easy to overlook. You do not need to become a different person. You do not need to kill the part of you that is curious, restless, and endlessly interested in everything. That part of you is not the problem. It never was. The problem was never your nature. It was the absence of a structure that could hold your nature without crushing it. And now you have that structure. 10 shifts. 10 ways to channel all of that brilliant electric Gemini energy into something lasting. Not by forcing yourself into a box, but by building a frame that lets your light shine in one direction long enough to actually illuminate something. Think about where you were when you started this video. Think about the scattered feeling that brought you here. That feeling of being pulled in 12 directions at once, of starting everything and finishing nothing, of being so full of potential that the weight of it was almost unbearable. Now think about where you are right now. You have a way to handle the flood of ideas without drowning in them. You have a method for choosing one direction without feeling trapped. You know how to protect your energy, your mornings, your conversations, and your commitments. You know how to end your days with peace instead of carrying everything into a restless night. You know how to listen to your body and honor what it tells you. And most importantly, you know that the depth you have been hiding from the world is not a weakness. It is your greatest strength. These are not just tips. These are the building blocks of a completely different life. A life where your energy works for you instead of against you. A life where you finish what you start and feel proud of what you build. A life where the people around you see the real you and love you more for it. You have spent long enough spinning. You have spent long enough scattering. You have spent long enough being the person with incredible potential who never quite turns it into something real. That chapter is over now. If you choose to close it, and I believe you will, because the fact that you stayed through this entire video tells me something about you. Tells me you are ready. Tells me you are tired of the old patterns. Tells me you are looking for something that actually works. And now you have it. Go plant those seeds. Water them every day. Trust the process even when you cannot see the roots forming. And in 21 days, look back at where you started. You will not recognize yourself. Not because you became someone new, but because you finally became the Gemini you were always supposed to be. You have two options after this video. Close it and hope things shift, or decide that the next 21 days will be different. If you choose the second, the structured 21-day transformation aligned with your sign is waiting in the pinned comment. The energy is already moving, the only question is whether you are.